The Leader of the Opposition.
The Minister is not worth the drugs and death. His extreme and radical drug policy has increased overdose deaths in British Columbia by 380%. In the year following his decriminalization of crack, heroin, and other hard drugs in hospitals, transit buses, coffee shops, and parks where children play, there has been a record-smashing 2,500 deaths. Will the Prime Minister accept the BC NDP's demand to recriminalize those drugs?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, I just answered that question. What hasn't been answered by the Leader of the Opposition is why he chooses to continue to court extreme right nationalist groups like the Ottawa. He refuses to denounce these extremists who don't believe Canadians should coexist with each other. Instead, they call for war and tell people to follow their instincts accordingly. The Leader of the Conservative Party is actively courting the support of groups with white nationalist views. It is disturbing, and he needs to stand up and apologize now.
But you align yourself with China.
Colleagues, so soon in question period, it is important that we try to control ourselves. I'll ask the honourable member from St. Albert, Edmonton, please, to allow members to ask the questions and members to respond. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, I always condemn extremism and racism, including from the guy who spent the first half of his adult life as a practicing racist, dressing up in hideous racist costumes so many times he can't remember.
Yeah, let's go. You see him smirking. You see him sitting there smirking.
The honourable member, Leader of the Opposition, knows that to make an accusation directly at
what?
the character of a single person is not.
Whoa. Greg, what are you doing?
To control themselves.
Greg, what are you doing, man? Greg, come on, bro. No, what are you doing? What are you doing, dude? You take that seat and you...
I'll ask the Honourable Leader of the Opposition to rephrase this question and to start for the top.
No, he doesn't have to rephrase
Mr. Speaker, I will also condemn the extremism of a Prime Minister who gives hundreds of thousands of dollars of anti-racism money to a Jew hater who has proposed shooting Jews in the head. I condemn a Prime Minister who allows the IRGC, which murdered 55 Canadians, to remain legal. And I condemn a Prime Minister who allows open use of crack, heroin, meth, and weapons in hospital rooms that threaten nurses and on school buses next to children. Will the Prime Minister reverse his extremist policies?
Yeah, here. You better interrupt Trudeau, Greg.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Leader opposite is showing us exactly what shameful, spineless leadership looks like.
Whoa. He's got it. Come on, Greg, interrupt him. Retract that statement. Make him retract the statement or rephrase it. Come on.
Get it together, Greg!
Yeah, Greg, get it together, dude. Yeah, I know. Just Trudeau put him here after destroying the reputation of the last one. The last one was fine. I liked Anthony Rota.
I'm going to ask the honourable member from Lethbridge if she has problems with the chair, that she should challenge the chair in a way. But as she knows, as the honourable member from Lethbridge knows, that by challenging the chair is against the rules of this House. I'll ask the honourable member to please ask her to withdraw her remarks.
Ask Trudeau to rephrase his shit. What are you talking about?
The chair is acting in a disgraceful manner.
I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with her. Thank you, honey. You're the only one that's saying it out in the mic. Everybody else is thinking it. They're going to confer.
Ms. Harder, I have have to name you for disregarding the authority of the chair. Pursuant to authority granted to me by Standing Order 11, I order you to withdraw from the House and from any participation by video conference for the remainder of this day's sitting.
Brutal. Brutal. Brutal, Greg. Brutal.
Now back to the issue at hand. Mrs. Thomas, my apologies.
You didn't even get her name right.
Now back to the original point. I'm going to ask the Prime Minister to please, as I'd ask the Leader of the Opposition, to start from again and to make sure that he does, to start his question, to reframe it in a way that does not call into the character of an individual member of Parliament. The Honourable Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Leader opposite is showing us once again what he will do to try and earn votes through personal attacks. He shakes the hands of a leader of a white nationalist group, then goes to actively court the support of the group's members and thinks he can get away with it. This is a group that advocates for violence against Jewish LGBTQI+ Canadians, against Hindus and Sikhs, against Muslims.
Greg, are you not going to stop him?
Diagolong stands against everything we stand for as Canadians, and yet he will not denounce them or what they stand for. That is shameful, Mr. Speaker.
Greg, are you going to show some goddamn leadership in this House as the chair? What are you doing? This is disgraceful.